Today we're talking about how to make your food look money. Alright, first I want to throw out a disclaimer stating that I am not a professional photographer at all. I'm learning a lot in food photography, and I feel like the information that I've learned has taken my food photography to another level, and I want to share what I've learned with you guys. So today I'm going to show you guys how to edit your photos, take it from your phone, and make them a lot more dramatic. Okay, so first what we're going to need to do is download this app called Lightroom CC. Now there's a free version that doesn't have all the bells and whistles in here. Feel free to just download that. Okay, so first what we're gonna wanna do is add a photo. And the photo that I took was from one of my pop-ups. And this was taken directly from my phone. And I like it, but I want it to be a little more dramatic. I want it to pop a little bit more. So at the bottom of the screen, you're gonna see all of these different tools that you have. And like I said before, the free version won't have all of these available, but they'll at least have the light, color, and effects, I believe, that are available. And we're just gonna play with that. So let's go down to lights, and there's all of these different tools that you can toggle through and adjust. And I'm just gonna play around with it and kind of go back and forth and see which look I like better. I like to have my food look a little more contrasty. I do want to bring the highlights down. The highlights are like the whites and the brightness of the photo. Shadows I do want to bring up a little bit, create more depth and contrast. And the whites I'll bring down just a little bit more, and blacks I'll probably bring up like that. So next I'm going to go into color, and on the upper right corner, this little mix button, we're going to click on that. And we're just gonna mess around with the different colors that we have here. There's a little chili that's right in the center of that. I wanna actually brighten that up. So I'm gonna make the hue a little bit stronger, bring up the saturation, and bring up the luminance so that that chili gets nice and bright. Next, I'm gonna mess around with the oranges in this photo. So the oranges here, I do wanna make them a little bit deeper and darker. So we're gonna bring that hue down, and of course, bring that saturation up. And the luminance, I'm still not really sure what looks better, but I feel like the luminance, we can kind of just keep it as it is. Yellows I'll probably mess around with a little bit later. Greens, I do want to change the greens in here. It looks a little minty. It doesn't look dark enough to me. Let's not mess around with the hue yet. Saturation, let's bring up, and let's bring the luminance down. Let's bring it up a little bit. And let's bring the hue just a little bit up. There we go. Now the aquas, the blues, the purples, and the other purples, I don't know what that's called. We don't really have to mess around with that. I do want to try to eliminate them as much as possible from my photo, just because those colors aren't here. So what I tend to do is I'll bring the aqua completely down, and then the blues, purples, and both purples just halfway down in saturation. And there we go. So this definitely looks a lot better. We're gonna compare it to the prior one. That's the first shot. Now that's the second shot. I'm a lot happier with that. And the last thing that I like to do is actually throw a little vignette. Vignette, if you go to the right, it gives this bright white vignette that almost looks like an 80s profile picture vignette, and that's just not my kind of style. I like to bring it down right around there to give it more of a centered focus with that dish. And now if we compare this from the prior one, from here to here, I think that looks a lot better. And this is ready to go onto our story or onto Instagram. So all we have to do is click on that little menu button and save to camera roll. Make sure to click on maximum available. And it's done. So we can go to our photos right here, and this is what we got. And I am definitely happy with that. That looks a lot more dramatic and a lot more pleasable to the eye, in my opinion. All right, guys, that's it for me. If you guys like this kind of content, which isn't normally the kind of content that I post, let me know and comment down below. That way I can post more food photography photos like this. All right, guys, peace.